September 22nd, 2011. Chad's visiting us in Colorado, and we decide to walk up to Blue Lake, take the trailhead. Before we leave, we do some stretching to make sure our muscles are ready to go. We start out at the Mitchell Lake trailhead. We pass Mitchell Lake going up to Blue Lake. Blue Lake is in Indian Peaks Wilderness area and is part of the Roosevelt National Forest. This is a 3-mile hike in, 1,000-foot elevation gain. It goes from 10,400 feet to 11,400 feet. And along the way we take pictures, as you can see here. This is considered a moderate climb, and it's open from June to October. It did just snow yesterday, last night. Here we are at Mitchell Lake. It's 1 mile from the trailhead to Mitchell Lake and 2 miles from here up to Blue Lake. Again, we stop and get some pictures as we rest. There's a stump that Chad's standing on, and Susan's helping support him, I suppose. Here's a picture of what the trail looks like. We're going up pretty steep. As we get up higher, we look back on Mitchell Lake, and Chad and Susan are looking for something over there to the right. And then they just kind of maybe fooled me and start laughing. Several lakes along the way, as you can see. These are very shallow lakes, maybe 3 feet deep at the most. Lots of red, yellows along the paths. Here Chad's climbed up on a rock, and we got a picture of him there. This was a real pretty area, a lake, nice red bushes across the way. Chad's going to walk over there, and if you look real close here, you can see him kind of standing with his arms up. As mentioned, there were several lakes along the way that we saw. Here's one here. There's another picture of the same lake. And even just looking off to the left again, you see the trees and the mountains. It's a beautiful day, actually. You can see the blue skies. Chad's looking over a little valley here. Again, one other lake along the way. Stop and have a snack. There were some rocks that had fallen, which were really interesting. We don't know where they fell from, but clearly they split as they fell. Some of the mountain range, forest, another lake, little patch of snow there on the right melting into that lake. And here's where we're headed, up this gorge on that trail. Again, with the wet weather, I think the ground cover is growing quite a bit. A lot of nice rocks like this. Past a bunch of creeks that we kind of want to cross. Very small like this, it was no problem. And here we have Chad and Susan kind of horsing around again. So we're getting close now. We're probably a half mile from the Blue Lake. A lot of flowers that we pass. Here's Chad kind of exploring off the trail. Nice creek right here. This creek flows out of Blue Lake. And then we had some really interesting flowers, nice colors, fall colors, moss rock. And we did take time along the way just to sit and relax and, look at the valley and the water. Here's the video. So I mentioned it had been raining, so there's a lot of snow up there. Chad's in the brush over there making a snowball, getting ready to throw it at Susan.
Here it comes. Susan's got the snowball, Chad's taking off. Her hand will freeze here in a second.
What was that?
Your hand will freeze in a second.
Oh, you're not a good push if he's tightened. Come on, sit down.
Oh, got him.
Look up.
So we're continuing on the trail, heading towards Mitchell Lake, and then we'll pass Mitchell Lake and go to Blue Lake. You see the snow on the ground. It had rained last night, so there's a light dusting of snow, which led to a lot of fun snowball fights along the way. But the terrain's not too bad. There's some rocks around just about at Mitchell Lake. We'll be arriving, here we are now, arriving at Mitchell Lake. This lake is very shallow, maybe 4 feet deep maximum. Not a big lake by any means. You can certainly look across it at any point, but we're going to continue on the path here and go up to Blue Lake. But you can kind of get an idea of what Mitchell Lake looks like from this video here.
So they've been doing the snowball fighting. I missed some good pictures. Oh, is Chad hiding someplace? We think Chad's up in the woods hiding. Here comes the animal. They're keeping their distance. Susan's going for the higher ground. Got him!
So the path continues to get a little steeper. We're heading up there where Susan is, but off to the left is, I mean, there's a lot of nice trees and rocks and pretty colors, and certainly outdoorsy. We're maybe at 11,000 feet now. So the air's a little bit thin. We're breathing hard, but we're taking our time. And it's a nice trip. Beautiful day. This is where we came from, and we're going to continue on.
Getting up close to the top. Nice rocks. Pretty little lake right here. I did bring my fishing pole.
Every once in a while we get a nice break from climbing up the hills, and we get to walk on wood planks. The trail flattens out. We can kind of catch our breath. But you can see this scenery here. It kind of looks like the sound of music, actually. Very nice area of the trail here. We didn't see any wild animals, but we did keep our eyes out for some. We're coming on up to some lakes.
There's one of the little lakes along the way, a little river off to the right that flows into it. Really nice scenery here. And here comes Susan. Chad should be around there somewhere. Got about another half mile to go. There is a lake down on my right. But apparently that's not it. Here comes the gazelle. Oh man! Should have taken your time.
This was a nice area for flowers and rocks. The different contrasting colors was very pretty. Chad and Susan are up ahead of me there. You can see Chad, and I think Susan's right there. Just came into view. But this is where we've kind of come from. I'm going to pan down the hill a little bit, and you can see where we've come from. there's a little valley between those two mountains there, the one that slopes down, and we've walked around that area, and we're probably a quarter mile from Blue Lake. Okay, we've just walked over the ridge and we have our first sighting here of Blue Lake. The water looks like it's turquoise, very pretty out. I'm going to walk down here to the bottom of the rocks and the end of the rocks and get a better picture of what it looks like. The wind's blowing pretty good. It's not cold out. We did find some area of brush for shelter where we ate lunch because of the wind, but we could see the lake from where we were sitting. There's a little waterfall out there. I'm not sure if you can see it on the video or not. But this is a gorgeous lake. I'm going to hold the camera still here and just let you look at the lake and kind of how we see it without moving around.